He'd come a long way from raw talent back in the 60s to this. The philosopher recognised in this trophy, insured for $75,000, 200 hours in the making by Hardy Brothers. An exceptional, elegant, simplistic piece that just says it all. And it was flown here by a private jet and unveiled on the Friday morning to great anticipation. And here are just some of many, many tributes around the track from the people who flocked here this weekend to pay tribute. People who might have had second thoughts about coming to Bathurst this year, but not anymore. And the Brock philosophy was so extensive that he transcended the sport. Motor racing, little understood by people who don't follow it closely. But when Brock became the first non-Olympian to be an advisor to Olympic athletes back for the 2000 Games in Sydney, it was recognition that he was an athlete of great renown. Now, this driver parade is starting, and what it's all about is Brock's Bathurst winning cars. And we're starting with the Tirana XU1, driven by Craig Lowndes. The A30 was where it all started. This is the little car behind the pace car here. Now, it's a replica built and driven today by Peter's son James. Now we're jumping forward past the 72 victory to 1975. Brock had left the Holden dealer team this time. He felt restrained by Firth's control of the factory team. He ventured alone in the V8 powered L34 SLR 5000. 1978. Brock began a famous treble here, a period in which he said he felt untouchable and invincible, not only in the championship series but on the mountain. The A9X Tirana. Brock and Jim Richards would rule Bathurst with this car. 1980, the VC Commodore had begun its circuit racing career. Brock had in 1979 tested this radical new Holden in the Round Australia trial. He won that. He counted that, in fact, in an untried car among his greatest ever achievements. It was so exhausting he was hallucinating by the finish. Peter's brother Phil is driving the VC Commodore today. And Brock has many favourite memories about that car, which would ultimately become controversial for him. Commodore kept on winning. Teamed with Larry Perkins, who had returned from Europe where he'd driven in Formula One. Brock scored another Bathurst treble in 82, 83 and 84. Now the car we're looking at is driven by Larry. It's the 84 VK Commodore, the one you might recall Brock mentioned as his favourite. He declared this in an interview we did last year. Now this is the 87 VL. Very special because this was the win Brock savoured more than most. He'd parted with Holden at this stage again, and this time over the infamous polarised debate, which also left Brock ostracised from a great number of people in the industry, not just the factory, but the media and others in the establishment. Strangely, that infamous Bathurst win, or famous, depending on which way you look at it, would also be his last in the 1,000 kilometre event. So, a wonderful tribute here, and I'm sure many, many memories triggered from the many thousands of fans around the circuit today. Many, many signs up around the circuit today. We've even been approached by fans who are wondering just whether their dedication was appropriate, just what should they do, how should they approach it. There is a lot of thought out there. And one of the most touching things that I recall when I was reporting on the state funeral service in Federation Square, the thing that really choked me up that day was when I saw Ford fans, and some of them were just children, probably unable to remember when Brock was racing. And there they were in their Ford livery, supporting a man whose name transcended all that other stuff. Craig Lowndes, tough moment for him at the start of a very long day.
Billy, I've never experienced such a moving moment, and someone who knows all about iconic figures is David Brabham. His father, Sir Jack, is one. It's a tough time, mate, isn't it?
It's one of those days you'll never forget, is it? It's extremely emotional. I've had a bit of a taste of it myself when my teammate was killed in Imola with Ayrton Senna as well, and you know, sort of the follow-on after that. And this is a very similar type of feeling, but a little bit stronger because I knew Pete fairly well. Others knew him much better than I did, but he certainly touched my life. And one of the things that he said to me when I was at his house, he said, you know, life's like a mirror, and what you put out in life is what you get back. And you just have to have a look at what people are giving back to Peter is kind of what he gave to people. And he was that special. He was just that special.
The chaplain of V8 Supercars is Father Gary Coleman. He is going to lead this address as a prelude to the tribute.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are more than Ford and Holden fans. We are a family, shrouded in the loss of a father, a grandfather, a brother, a friend, a hero, a colleague, a competitor, a fellow traveller. The checkered flag fell for the last time for Peter Jeffrey Brock on Friday, September 8th, 2006. And we stand here today in honour and respect to pay tribute to him in that he has indelibly marked all of our lives. Peter was a man of immeasurable talent and style. He lived and breathed motor racing, taking on challenges, almost always coming out on top and making it look so easy. For us, when we follow a champion, we often feel that their victories are our own. We see ourselves lifted above our own lives, gliding across the top of the mountain, down through the twisting S's, and telling the world we ran the chase and we won. Thanks, Brocky, for letting us fly with you. But life reveals that we're all flawed and not everything turns out the way we want it to. Mistakes are made, accidents happen, and grief, loss and heartache invade our space. However, today, as Peter impacted each one of us in respective ways, why not try to make that same impact on others? Be positive in your compliments. Be encouraging in your praise of others. Share your talents and help others climb higher. Give of yourselves and make life for living rather than for enduring. And make Australia a better place because you care and invest in its future. Today, make it a great day on the mountain. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please pause with me for a few moments of silence in tribute to the man Peter Brock.